Okay, everybody. Okay, everybody. It's Vince with Green Joe Coffee, and today I'm actually going to be doing a website audit. So here we have a website. This comes from my closed Facebook group. Someone had purchased my ebook or business plan and asked for an audit, and so I'm just going to kind of go through and do this. This is a desktop website, so obviously what I don't have is their mobile. But I'll just go ahead and get started on this. So the first thing that I'm looking at right away are all these social icons. So I'm a big fan of removing all social icons, especially if your website, you're trying to do commerce on your website. The last thing that you want to do is have someone click on your, be like, oh, what do they have on their Facebook? And then click on their, the Facebook link, and then all of a sudden, within 2 minutes, they're just surfing Facebook and they're not buying anything on your website. So take a little bit of a note from one of the pages of Amazon. Amazon, in my opinion, is the greatest website on earth. Maybe Google might compete with them, but I think Amazon's the best e-commerce website on earth. And if you'll notice, when you go to Amazon, there's no social icon. So for me, I remove all social icons. Now it's quite the opposite. In each one of these social places, I will have my website. So I direct traffic to the website because that's where my commerce takes place. And so I want all of these being little fingers, little spider fingers leading back to the web, and ultimately I want to get them back into the website. So it looks like right out of the gate she's got this order button. That's perfect. I'm just going to kind of scroll down here, take a look. This thing right here, coffee blends. This is called your header, and in your header, you want to have some decent keywords that kind of talk about the services that you do. When you go to my website, let me just pull up Green Joe's. So when you go to my website, what you're going to see right out of the gate, give it a second, let it load, is the #1 resource on how to build a coffee truck. So this is important to Google. Google wants to see this stuff. The reason why is they're going to use these keywords, how to build a coffee truck, so that when people are searching for how to build a coffee truck, they're going to pull me up. If I were doing, coffee catering, back when I was doing coffee catering primarily as my business, it was the #1 resource for coffee catering in Albuquerque. So those are all words that I want people to find me for. Those are all things that I sell. So whatever you're selling, you want to get that up in your header there, okay? Preferably what's called the H1 tag. So anyhow, so I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Looks like she's doing some e-commerce here. Let's see, is this the home page? Looks like I'm in her shop already. So let's just go to our home page because it looks like I got directed to the shop. Let's go to the home page. So here we go, Specialty Coffee House. So I would probably put the location, and house is kind of a rare word. You can use house, but coffee shop probably gets a little bit more action. Coffee truck probably gets a little bit more action. Um, Freshly brewed. So I'm not sure if they meant to misspell that. So here I'm going to scroll down. Introduction. Okay, so a lot of this stuff, all this type of data, you want to put these in different web pages that kind of force people to click somewhere else other than the home page. And the reason I say that is because Google monitors what is called a bounce rate. So if people go to your website and leave immediately without doing any type of interaction to your website, Google's going to give you a negative ding for that. Essentially, what they do is they think that the search was not relative to the user because the user didn't do any other action after going to your homepage. So you really want to keep your homepage kind of minimal. Going back to Green Joe's Coffee Truck, I got some testimonies, some social proof, a chance to sign up for a newsletter, some look how much money I made type of stuff. And that's about it. It's pretty straightforward. Really what it's encouraging you to do is click on an icon. And so I would probably do the same thing here. I would minimize this type of data, keep it a little bit shorter, keep it short and sweet, make it into more buttons, make all this stuff buttons, like this stuff should be clickable and it should bring you to another page. So all this stuff needs to be clickable and it needs to get you into another page so Google thinks that the search is actually active. The next thing I would do is I would really encourage getting like all the keywords that you want to be found for within these paragraphs, which is good. I'm seeing things like mobile, coffee, business, community. That's all the stuff that you're going to be found for. So you want to keep your keywords in this paragraph pretty pertinent to the business that you have to offer. I don't know what type of business this has to offer. Just kind of looking at this, I'm a little bit confused. So I would want just some short and sweet of what you do. We sell coffee by the cup. We sell coffee catering. We sell coffee by the bag. Whatever. It just needs to be something a little bit more direct, so I know exactly what you're going to do as far as your business. So here we got shop. Looks like here you can actually order things online. That's great. I think that's wonderful. All this stuff looks good. You got prices. Personally think that you're underpriced. I would encourage this person to raise their prices, especially if they're a convenience commodity. Take it from the convenience stores. We always buy at convenience stores overpriced. None of us bat an eye. I would encourage you to do the same thing. Let me go to menus here. Okay, so here's the menu. Great, it's a little bit of redundancy, but whatever. I think menus and shop are kind of the same thing. For hire, okay, great. So this is perfect. This is the stuff where you need to put like catering. I would put catering on that tag because that's what you're selling. You're not selling community, you're selling catering, and so I would want catering right there so that people see the catering. It's a beautiful truck. I love what you guys did with it. And then here I would probably have a form that they can fill out if they're interested in catering. Because I don't know what to press right now. I want to buy catering, and I can't. There's nothing here for me to click on. Call or email. That's you want to reduce the work. So have the phone number right here, or have the form right here to fill out. Something needs to be right here because I want to buy, and now I have a homework project. So try to reduce these things. Try to make it as easy as possible for purchase. Okay, our shop. So here we have shops and our shops. That's a bit confusing, a bit redundant. So let's find out what our shops is about. Visit our shops, your location. Okay, so I would probably do like events. I would probably call this an event. And I would say, okay, here's going to be our next event. Because it looks like they don't have a physical location. So just do a next event. You can find us here. So I would probably do that one as event. Yep, and then I would reorganize these into what I want purchased the most. Go to Green Joe Coffee Truck. My ebook, I want that sold number one. That's the meat and potatoes of my business. So I have that as my number one. My about is last. If you want to read about me, great. But it's not important for my business. What's important for my business is ebook, business plan, and coffee cart. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Also, when you're setting up your menus, do the same thing. What you want them to purchase, put it as number one. The lattes and all that stuff should be number one. All these cheap and expensive products should be a little bit lower on the menu so that you're encouraging people to purchase the most expensive product right out of the gate. Okay, that's about it for my review on this website. I mean, overall, it looks good. I like the pictures. I think the format is pretty good. I'm just kind of giving it some tweaks, here and there. But I think it's a beautiful website, and with a little bit more work, it can be actually pretty outstanding. I hope this helps. My name's Vince with Green Joe Coffee. You can visit us on our website at greenjoecoffeetruck.com. Thank you so much.